And now we're going to see her sisters, Becca and Christi Hart, go after the TSW Women's World Tag Championships next. So in their debut, they both got shots at titles. Came up short in the first match against the NWO. This is not the NWO. This is straight TSW on TSW. But they will get their shot at the tag team titles and see if they fare a little bit better. But look, arguably, I'm actually kind of looking forward to see who's the top wrestler in TSW in the women's division. Right now, Ozzy, it would be my guess. But the Intercontinental Champion, like the number of times she's defended the title is outrageous. And same for Ozzy. So I think we're going to see that match coming up before we know it. Maybe not on a Monday night or a Thursday night, but probably at a pay-per-view. I mean, that sounds like a pay-per-view match. Especially the longer their winning streaks go on, it's just kind of building the drama of when do they clash. And if they do clash, what happens if TSW loses the world title to the New World Order in the women's division? Just gives them a stronger foothold, makes it harder for them to get out. The Hart Foundation again making their way down to the ring. I like the attitude, Simba. Hart Foundation making their way down to the ring again, and they're going to face off against the Empire of Pain. The female wrestlers that Sting brought in. Some might even call them Sting's Army. And they're almost the first ones where Miss Scorpion does take on some of the moves of Sting, but they're almost the first ones that don't necessarily take on the attitude of their wrestler. So, I mean, they take on the attitude, but not necessarily the moves. They have their own moves, their own grooves. But is the Hart Foundation going to be able to walk out of here with some title belts tonight? Are they going to be able to carve out their little piece of TSW and make their spot? And I don't think that's the last time we're going to see Bobby Hart facing off for a title, but another funny thing, when you're talking about the top female talent, if you combine the dark shows that we have and the TV titles, or the TV shows we have, and the win-loss record of both of those, Miss Frost is actually number 3 in the women's division. Ozzy sits at 10-1, not the most wins. Miss Frost has the second most wins. But for people with more than 10 wins, number 1. Or she's number 2 with the most wins, number 3 winning percentage-wise. So she's very accomplished too, and because of that, she will at some point get a world title shot. Like I said, Ozzy is going to go through every single one. Every single person in the women's division to see if she can do it. Like, I never even thought of that being a thing, but that's what she says she wants to do. She's going to get her shot to do exactly that.
Christi, Hart, Becca, Hart.
Little strategizing going on by both teams. Now it's too late. Whatever they discuss, they got to get it on. They got to get to it, get to work. A little bit of back and forth, a little bit of filling things out. Thought we would see less of that from Miss Scorpion and Miss Nightmare, though, to be honest. You kind of see why the Harts are doing it. This is their debut match on the television set. But just kind of thought you'd see less of that. Now Christi really quick to get Becca in. And when you look at Becca Hart and Miss Nightmare, they kind of match up a little bit better. And you look at Miss Scorpion and Christi, they kind of match up a little bit better. So a little bit of an offset, a little bit of a mismatch. Now, size isn't the ultimate determining factor, don't get me wrong. What is she doing here? Bending that wrist back and then just says, fine, let's go 2 knees to the back. Would you like fries with that? Whips her into the corner. And a reversal, a little bit of back and forth now. Is Miss Scorpion going to... Yep, here we go, double team. And this is partially why they're the champs. Look at this. That is a large missile getting fired right into the chest of Becca. But Becca recovers. And, oh, big leg slam. This is just getting started. The other thing is, kind of makes me wonder. Now, Christi's reaching out her hand. Don't get me wrong. Oh, Miss Nightmare just picks her up. That's the things nightmares are made of. But Christi was quick to get out of the ring and get back in the ring. So that kind of makes me wonder how comfortable she feels being in the ring right now. Here we go, pin, 1. And just a 1 count. Thought she might try to get Christi in. But so far, she has not. There we go, the team, the Hart starting to work together. Oh, man. Ouch. That was a move made famous by Hawk and Animal. The Doomsday device? I can't remember what they called it. If you can remember what they call it, put that down in the... But it was one of the big, or the first real different tag team finishing moves ever seen. So it looks like after Christi was in the ring the first time, nerves starting to calm down a little bit. Ow. Whoa. Right hand takes her off her feet. Nice uppercut, but this is not the UFC. So that was a good reversal right there. Up and down in a... Really thought she would have stayed down for longer than that. That was it was almost like Triple H's finishing move there. But right back up on top here. And really just back and forth. They keep going back and forth, back and forth. The difference is, though, when Christi has the advantage, she's trying to push it. When Miss Scorpion gets the advantage, she's trying to play up to the crowd. Now trying to get out of the ring. Christi stops that from happening. And Miss Scorpion might just... Well, she might just get thrown right out of the ring. That might be what happens. Now the only thing, and this starts to make me wonder too, let's see how she does. But the thing that quickly turned the tides in that last match was Bobby Hart outside of the ring. Let's see if that's what happens here, because so far, I would say the Harts are in a lot more control. They've controlled a lot more of this match than the Empire of Pain has. Rolls, gets her out of the way, whips her back into the corner. and looked like they were going for the double team move. Miss Nightmare tried to tag herself in, missed. And now Christi looks like she might be setting up for her finishing move. Misses it though. Gets whipped back into the corner. And to no avail. Referee has done a phenomenal job, by the way, of staying out of the ring and not getting knocked out this match. Like, kudos to him. Hats off. A doff of the cap, my good sir. So it looks like she's going to try it again. This time almost had it. Miss Scorpion gets out of it. Big right hand, but instead of pressing the advantage, again, plays up to the crowd. But Christi stays down a little longer this time. And I don't know. I don't even know if I would try it necessarily again. Finally, gets Miss Nightmare back into it. Quick double team move, elbow into the back. Christi Hart trying to get out of the ring. And now is not trying to get out of the ring. I was wondering if they had this, so not quite the sharpshooter, but almost a side version of the figure 4 leg lock. Almost looked like the figure 8 leg lock a little bit. Bobby getting her sister up off the ground. Miss Nightmare thanking her for her troubles. Throws her into the ring. And little clubbing to the chest and a boot to the side of the head. But Christi dives, gets Becca in. Miss Nightmare catches her and maintains control. Has her up, back down. And Becca right now on an island by herself gets whipped into the corner. And now Miss Nightmare setting up for what she calls the Bone Crusher. Let's see if she can get that in. Her and Miss Scorpion discussing a few things though. Gets it up, Bone Crusher applied. Goes, flips her over, rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. And the Empire of Pain that fast maintains the titles. The Bone Crusher gets brought up, and then on her face,